Well, greetings, subscribers. Long time no see. Longer time for the Cheddarwedge. I've just been putting off doing a little maintenance because the battery was running down and it's getting to be cold temperature. So, yeah, the cranking was getting pretty slow. And if you've seen my garage, yeah, although I have a lift, it's mainly just for storing cars. So, yeah, it's a tight fit, and I wasn't really looking forward to doing the work. But yeah, I've got the tub out, easy, 4 bolts. Well, I also have kind of the partial. It's in the tub. The partial stereo, for the CD changer. So I had to take that out. But yeah, it's basically just 4 bolts. And I'm not going to get into all the details, but get 4 hex bolts, and then you've got the battery, and it's pretty much just in there with this little bracket that holds it in place, and it's adjustable so you can put different batteries in there. But yeah, to my surprise, back in the day when I first got the car and I had it in for some regular maintenance, they were saying it was cranking slow, and they tested the battery and whatever. So I had the dealership put the battery in. That's like an $800 or $900 ordeal because they've got whatever 2+ hours on labor, and then the batteries are, I think, even at the time, 300-400 bucks. But to my surprise, like after it was done and I was going to hook up a battery tender and not use the cigarette lighter one, yeah, I pulled the little panel down. I was like, it's an Interstate battery. So just a regular 48, 40, whatever, 49 HP. They don't even make this one anymore. So yeah, I picked up this new battery that was 329 or something like that. And yeah, that one's got more cranking amps and is just better. So yeah, big difference. You save yourself a couple $100 in labor. And before, I always thought once you change out the battery, you had to have a laptop with the LoRa software and do something about resetting it. And now I find out, yeah, that's all BS. The only thing that typically happens is your remote, your key might not be recognized, and you just have to put that in the ignition, press the buttons, and it relearns it and re-puts the code and syncs up, and that's it. So yeah, lesson learned. So I'm not going to get into all of the details on this. There's plenty of videos, but as per usual, just kind of document what I'm doing with my vehicle. And yeah, little heart transplant on the Cheddarwedge. So once it's all done, we'll fire it up and give you a nice cold startup, because this thing's been sitting for a while. Been doing so much with the Challenger that yeah, I've been neglecting my little piece of cheese here. So we'll get back to this. So hopefully we'll still have a little bit of sunlight left when I go ripping up the street. So as always, stay tuned. All right, that wasn't too bad. I would say it took a lot longer because I was chatting with some neighbors. But yep, got Interstate Platinum. This battery is probably like 10 pounds heavier, so should last better. Better cranking. Yeah, 36 month. The other one was 30. Yeah, I mean, on the tender, should last a lot longer than that. But we'll see. Not extreme weather conditions here or anything. So give it a shot. All right. Well, I got to get the tub put back in, and then we'll fire it up. When I connected the battery, I already heard the actuator go, so pumped up and everything, so that should be good. Just double check, make sure that the key fob works, and then yeah, I think I'll still take it out. I gotta put the ramps and do all that, move some junk around, but hey, it is what it is when you're a wheel hoarder. So yep, be back in a second. All right, so the tub is back in. This little thing's reconnected. The light's back connected. I think I need to lock it and unlock it, and the light will come back on. So that's nice. At least it's got a timeout, so that way if you hook up a tender from under here in this access panel, the light won't stay on the whole time. And then the only recommendation I've seen online is about this rubber gasket which people say, oh, make sure you tape it and mark it and whatever. Yeah, I did that, just kind of for shits and giggles, just in case, and I marked it right there where the line is, and no need. I mean, it keeps its shape, and yeah, little messing around with these corners, because you got to get the outside edge in and then the inside and pull it over the material. But that's about it. So I'm gonna load up my crap again. And yeah, and then fire this up. I'll probably do a video from inside the car, just see how it cranks again. I should have got one, ahead of time, when it was like rrr, rrr, and then it fired up. I let it run for about a half hour or so just to try to charge the battery. But yeah, the battery tender wasn't working, so I knew probably got a dead cell, and it was gonna not fire up next time. So yeah, just try to get ahead of it. So yeah, let me get this thing loaded, get the trunk closed, and even if I don't take it out, since I'm losing a little bit of the sunlight, I'll at least fire this up so you get an idea. And it'll still be loud here in the garage, so stand by. Oh, and a quick thing, people have said, hey, before you keep going too far and put the tools away, make sure your light's on. So yeah, got everything back. And surprisingly, there's a lot of room in these frunks. I mean, I've gone grocery shopping and stuff, even when this stuff wasn't in here. Blankets, jackets, a Hulkman, jump starter, and the click chairs. And I still got room to fit maybe, I don't know, a loaf of bread. So, all right, let's get this thing fired up. All right, well, it's now sat for a minute, so we should get... Yep, we should get that. And we should get, yeah, pretty good cranking and a pretty loud startup. So let me set this down while I crawl in real quick. All right, once again, it's been a minute, so it should be pretty loud. Oh, looks like I need gas. That wasn't good. Yeah, I'll have to see what the little bang is on here. I know it looks like one of the tires is a bit low too, so that'll probably pop up. So let me take the ramps and go drive it around just to see. Can't remember what that one is. I think that's like traction or something. So all right, yeah. I mean, those valves kick in pretty quick, so it wasn't as loud as I thought it was going to, or at least as long. So all right, well, we're good. And that's a new battery, December 2025, so it's just manufactured. So we should be good. Got to take the other one down, get my core charge, and we'll take it from there. So I may throw something on the end of this, go and run it up the road real quick, and maybe, I don't know, put the Challenger back up or something. I'm not sure. We'll see. But all right, well, thanks for joining me on this little adventure, and I can't believe the dealership charges what they charge for something that was actually pretty simple. I mean, they designed it, other than pulling that tub out, they designed it to be pretty quick. I know a few other people that have some cars, and they got to get in and remove the wheel and the fender liner and all that stuff to get at their battery. So I'm happy with this. So the Challenger is back up top, and it'll probably be there for a little bit because yeah, for us it's a bit too cold for car shows. And there's a couple things I want to do underneath with the exhaust and some stuff, just tidying up. So I want it up on the top anyway. So yeah, we'll go hop in the Cheddarwedge and check those bangs on the dash and kind of go from there. So see you in a sec. All right, so it looks as if just pulling out of my complex was enough to clear those bangs. So I'm going to run out and get some gas and clear the cobwebs out. yeah, I got seat heaters, so we're going to be taking it out, yeah, all winter. Anyway, as per usual, I will see you on the next one. Later.